Are you
Hello.
on 48,000?
I'm on 48,000.
Okay, cool. I forgot to ask. Hello.
48,000 what, though? You'll never know.
Sorry. Is that how you're going to start it? Is this the start of Explaterate episode 12?
Aye, because we always start so clean and like professional.
Oh.
This would be such a... Oh, you've fallen apart.
My big Taffman sticker fell off my mic stand. That's twitch.tv/big Taffman. It just fell off. Hang on. Do I have two of the same I do. Has there always been two of the same big Taffman stickers next to each other? Or am I going crazy?
I feel like this is like a split in the multiverse, because I felt like there was only one.
I felt like there was only one. Where did this one just come from? I think I'm going insane. Phoebe, I've been sick this last week. This is how we're going to segue into this.
I thought you
I was telling you about how I was hallucinating earlier on. And maybe this is part of it. Maybe these
No, but I've witnessed it. I'm confirming it. Or maybe I'm part of your hallucination. Maybe I never existed at all, Cloe, and I've just been part of your head this whole time.
Oh no. Don't tell this to me. Phoebe was the real thing the entire time. Shit. Which I have to say, by the way, I don't know whether you did this, but like in the chat that we have with some of our friends, I saw that Taff, speaking of Taff, got to the episode of Phoebe and Claude.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. I fucking enjoyed reading.
Let's just say
listening to that episode.
Let's just say Taff was not best pleased with the bot versions of us.
Oh, dearie me.
The laughs, especially.
I forgot that the laugh off even happened. And then Charlie was like reading Taff's reaction and then going like, ha 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 ha. I forgot about it. It's so much fun.
It's so
that
good.
program is just so good. Like it still blows my mind that I'm like, that's still the worst point AI is ever going to be. Well, we're not going to circle back around to that anyway. Taff is why I thought of that and why it came into my brain.
Hallucinations and Big Taff
Hallucinations and Big Taff Man. Big Taff Man, for those that do not know, is a phenomenal streamer and friend. Raises money for charity with everything that he does on his own Twitch channel. And you should go and watch variety content, and an incredible Welsh creator. Support good people.
I also wouldn't say this to his face, but he's very funny. No one tell him I said that.
You would never say that to Taff's face?
Never tell him he's funny. No. He'd never let me live it down if I told him he was funny.
And yet you're going to have it recorded on a podcast that he's probably going to clip and use
fine.
it against you at all times.
I've got a good 6 or 7 weeks of him taking his son to swim classes before he gets to this episode.
That is very true. How long ago was the Franken mistake? I feel like that was episode 7 or something.
That was when I went to... Yeah, that was end of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. God, that was a long time ago. It's September now, Phoebe.
It's September.
Oh, how did it get this far? Like, I legitimately, from being sick this week, I literally just said this to you, but I'll repeat it here. But one of the days this past week, I slept for 20 hours of the day. I woke up for 2 hours to have a meeting with one of my clients. And then I had, again, I woke up for another 2 hours just to have dinner when Charlie got home from work. And the rest of it, I was just dead to the world. Which
is just crazy. It just shows how much your body was KO'd. You were not well at all.
I still don't feel 100%. And it's more I just feel lethargic and I feel feverish, even though I don't have a fever according to my thermometer gun. I feel bad phrasing it in that way, but the thermometer we have is one of those point and zap things, and it's just a gun to me. It feels almost cathartic when you press it to the forehead, But anyway, listen,
Look, wait, hold on. No. Before you segue away from this, I'm going to segue. I would just like to quote from earlier, me calling Chloe up and being like, Chloe, you're not feeling well. You're unwell. We don't have to do a podcast this week. We could just vibe and you could rest up. And Chloe's response was, Phoebe, if I rest anymore, I'm going to die of boredom. Yeah. So, like, I would like to say, I suggested we don't do a podcast. And Chloe just chilled. But Chloe has no chill.
I have chilled. Like, listen, I slept for 20 hours.
And you got up for 2 hours so you could have a meeting that you could have cancelled. You didn't tell me this before we were streaming. Before streaming, what we're doing, recording.
Meeting was fun. Like, I say meeting, it's like I got to just chat with my kind of boss in a way, and we don't ever chat. It's like a once in like a month, maybe 2 month occurrence, and it was just fun to catch up because he's been away for a while. I've been away for a while. It was just nice to touch base, but he also knew that I was sick, and he immediately was like, we don't need to chat if you don't want to. And I was like, no, like, we never get this opportunity because he's off on like another flight and stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna grab you while I can. I woke up, like, I'd even missed, he messaged me at like, I think it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I didn't wake up until like 1. And I like looked at my phone and saw like a Discord message that was like, hi, if you're around today, we could have a catch up. And my brain was like, yes, we should. And I crawled to my desk, like just popped on Discord, and he was like, oh my God. But yeah, look. And then like the day after that, I didn't sleep the entire time, but I was just laying on the bed, almost comatose, like just staring at the TV, watching 13 Reasons Why, which I'm begging Phoebe currently to watch all 4 seasons just so that we can just talk about this show. We don't need to go into in depth about it now because I want to talk about it all.
Basically, for some context, I've only seen up to season, was it 3 or 2? I can't remember. I've only seen up to season 2, and I found it so abhorrent I had to stop. But like, I watched it when I was like still in uni because we discussed it. But yeah, I will watch it. I will watch the next 2 seasons so that for the next podcast or the podcast after, we will discuss it because I have so many thoughts. Yes. And they're not good.
Yeah, this is going to be like a glowing review, but I want to discuss it with someone because I just feel like, why the hell did I go through it? I watched a YouTuber kind of go in depth about the first 2 seasons, and that's when I looked at Netflix and was like, what do you mean there's 4? And I just had to see it. Since I was like already laying on the bed and wondering about life, I was like, you know what else can I do with this time? I did, however, though, find the next show that me and Charlie have been immediately hooked onto. And I mean like proper hooked onto. And I feel like you've already seen this show, but we never have. Killing Eve.
Oh, okay. So I love Killing Eve, but I haven't finished it. I feel I'm somewhere still in season 1. I haven't finished season 1.
Right, okay.
But it is amazing.
So there's 4 seasons of it. But I think we've just started season 2.
Oh yeah, you got past me.
Oh, this is more homework, Phoebe. We should. you need to now watch this as well because I am enjoying it immensely. And also, I think I'm borrowing the books. We have a mutual friend here that has all of the books that it's set on. So I've literally been like, yep, I wanna read this. I am completely obsessed. This is the new obsession.
Hell yeah.
Especially because like I've started to kind of get slowly back into reading now. I think I sent you a picture of the book that I picked up.
It is how I want you a full review once you finish it because I want to get it if it's good. Like I
feel like it is a book that is just written for the joy of reading. I'm only in the first like 2 chapters, I think, and already I'm just like, this seems completely dumb, but like dumb fun. You know,
Yeah.
all I've read about is like coke addiction and like drunk sex and stuff. And I haven't even said what the name of the book is. It's Bored Gay Werewolf. It's literally, it's
So
just
good.
fucking dumb fun by from what I can tell. So I can't wait to finish it. But from that, it's kind of brought back that joy of reading that I lost last year. So again, this is another thing that I started to do whilst I was in this weird state of hallucinogenic sickness, whatever the hell this has been.
I love books. I'm here for it.
I love books.
I love crazy books as well. I like books with like, I love books that are just like, if this is a TV show, it'd be so fucking censored. But because it's a book, you get away with so much more. Like, could you imagine the budget this would need? It would never get aired. Things like that. Chloe,
Phoebe.
have you got something to flip?
Yeah, I do, because this is Explaterate, and here on Explaterate, where we're starting the show right here and now, we do a coin toss each week, and whoever wins the coin toss, we get to pick the topic of the week. We get back onto track. Do you see that?
It was so smooth.
It was really smooth. This week, the coin that I am flipping is actually a first place ribbon. I can't remember what's the actual like phrase of these. What are they called?
Oh, it's a rosette.
Rosette, thank you. I was gifted a rosette for the best cat dad ever from Maz and John, your brother John.
I know
your
him.
Sister-in-law. Yeah, but like other people might not. Even though we have actually said we've spoken about John near enough every episode.
John's impossible not to be an anecdote, though. Like, he's just such a character.
Oh no, it broke more. I basically wanted to say like I have this rosette. And it broke, unfortunately. The backing basically just fell off. I have it like hooked on my mic stand, and it's been there ever since like Maz and John went back to the UK, and it fell off. I think just the glue dried off or whatever.
Yeah, it just needs some more. Get your glue gun out. Do some impromptu crafts.
There's now the whole thing's fallen off. But I was going to flip this. Basically, you can pick from best cat dad or blank. Is your choice.
Wow.
Are you ready?
I think I'll go for best cat dad, please.
All right then. When I flicked it, there we go. Oh, best cat dad. There you go.
Wow.
You get to choose the topic, Phoebe. You okay?
Wait, lines.
You didn't like my... You know what the topic is.
I've forgotten already. Wait, hold on. Save. Yeah.
This is a reminder that Explaterate is not rigged.
Can you just give me my call-in again?
Ah, it's best cat dad, Phoebe.
Oh, amazing. Well, the topic this week, Chloe, is word association. I'm so sorry.
What's the topic of the week, Phoebe? What's the topic?
Well, Chloe, the topic this week is word association, or another word which goes right here.
Disassociation.
That's the one.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, I love you, Phoebe.
I love you too.
You are fucking great.
I'm so sorry. I'm actually crying.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
And I'm keeping all of this in. Could you ever imagine if we got to a point where we recorded Explaterate in front of people? Like, I remember at one point saying to you, like, we could do like a Twitch stream. And I remember you being like, no, just flat out, like, I don't want people to see this live.
I mean, I would do it. It's just the it's just, the thing is, Chloe, is like the way you speak, you're so succinct, you flow perfectly. You don't stumble or stutter. I'm an absolute chaos being who says words incorrectly half the time. Even my bot fucking stammered.
Listen, give Phoebe the benefit of the doubt, right? But also, I'd like to just ask, who the fuck are you listening to? Because I stumble over my words all the fucking time. My tongue gets stuck in my back teeth looking for shit, right, while I speak. It's a proper archaeological dig going on half the time. I don't understand what you're hearing because that's not the words that are coming out of my mouth.
How dare you mock me for my weak tongue? You know I could never...
Sorry, I forgot about your geographical tongue. Oh, shit me. So, word association and disassociation, yeah? And again, you don't want me to be recording a podcast right now. This is the most fun in fucking ages. Oh,
it's such good energy. Honestly, I just love catching up with you, pal. It's so much fun.
It is fun. Plus, also, like I like editing the podcast. It's fun to hang out with you. It's fun. Like I get an extra giggle going back through everything. And look at it this way. I've already completed the shit out of Baldur's Gate 3. What else am I going to be doing with my time?
I get this. I was at such a loss after Cuphead. I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. Also, humble brag, I 100% completed Cuphead and got all the achievements.
Did you do it?
So basically, I'm just better than all of you.
Oh my God.
That's not true.
That's fucking incredible. Wait, it's not true? You've not finished it?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not better than any of you.
Oh, you need to believe that. You need to believe that. You are fucking better than everyone.
You have to say that. You're contractually obligated to be my best friend. We signed a contract at the start of doing this podcast. So now you have to say the same point.
Have I been sick
I'm actually
for like
also
3
just
months?
a figment of your imagination, so.
Fuck. God damn it. Listen, Phoebe.
Yes, Chloe.
Why is it whenever I like try and like be serious? Why is that the bit that breaks you?
Because I was trying to think about going back onto topic and explaining what the game is.
I love that you're trying to think of the segue and I just go, right.
I'm sorry, I just squeaked like a pterodactyl.
You know what? I was like, I'm going to, just in case that I crumble into dust because my brain is really not like, at its 100%, as we've said. I was like, I'm going to Google word association to describe it so I get an accurate sense and we can make sure that everybody follows along, etc. And I don't lose a trail of thought. But I didn't actually expect to find a full Wikipedia article on the word association game. I thought this was just a thing that was like common knowledge that kids played at school because that's where I would play the word association game.
I actually think it started out as like early psychoanalysis, word association. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, like,
called it.
Well, like it is and it isn't in a way. Like, wait.
I bet it started out as like a theory within psychoanalysis, but like,
yes,
yeah. I think it's probably defunct because it's just like brain patterns.
So it says about how word association can reveal someone's subconscious mind as it shows what they associate together, but others are skeptical of how effective a technique could be used in psychology. The game's goal is to compare the first and final word and see how they relate, to see how different they are, or to also see how many words are repeated Players often review the list of words to see pathways of associations that go from beginning to end. But the way that like we used to play it in school was just basically like similar. For us, it was more. I can't remember what game show it is. Not game show. I think it's a comedy show. Maybe Would I Lie to You? No, not Would I Lie to You. The news one. Have I got news for you?
Got news for you.
What fuck am I talking about?
I don't
it's
know.
the
Rock the Week.
No, it's not even that.
What are you
I
talking?
think
It's not catchphrase.
Whose Line Is It Anyway? Whose Line Is It Anyway? The comedy show. You know, is it Questions? The game where you keep asking questions and you get a certain amount of time as well. That if you don't answer the other person back quick enough, you get eliminated from the game. And then, like, that's it.
I'll be honest,
But-
I've never actually watched that show, so not a clue. I'm so sorry.
Whose Line Is It Anyway? Is a fantastic, like, impromptu. What's it called?
Sketch.
Sketch comedy.
Do you know who
It's
loves
fucking
it?
great.
Do you know who really loves it?
Taff.
Taff.
Fucking love Taff.
I love Taff. I
Taff's
miss him
getting
so
a good old earful on the podcast today. I can't wait until he gets to this episode of the poddy.
Yeah.
Either that or it's going to be Coco listens to it and then says like, Taff, you should listen to this one.
Tell me, say something heinous about his character. He definitely wasn't then. Love you, buddy.
But yeah, like instead of like the psychiatric part of it, we used to just basically like we'd have a big round table of like 7 of us that like used to sit on those, you know, in science where there used to be like the little pods that you could sit on. Maybe you didn't have this in your science. I just realized that my science classroom is not the same as everyone's science classroom.
We had benches and then like stools. So there was like rows of benches.
Oh, okay. We used to have like these little kind of 4 quadrants where like one part of it would have a big round, kind of like a hexagon shape where all the Bunsen burners would be connected to like the central pod. So you could have like maybe 6-ish people around the kind of pod, and then in the middle of like if the pod was in the middle, then you would have 2 arms that came out like benches either side, and then there'd be like basically 4 of those in the room. I don't know why. Thinking back on it, I don't know why that classroom looked like that.
I'm so confused by that layout.
I can draw you a picture, but I'll draw you a picture at a different time.
I would like a bird's eye view. I would like a diagram.
I can draw it for you at some point.
I would like Sebi for scale.
I can do that. But basically, this ended up with, we played a lot of games where there'd be the 7 of us or 6 or 7 people in a circle where you could easily pass a note like around and no one would see. Because like the pod would have like a slightly elevated thing. You could easily hide whatever you were doing on the table. You could pass around a note in a circle. That's it. We would play word association game by writing down the word and passing it along. And if anybody couldn't correlate the words, then you just strike them out and they were out of the game.
Yeah, we just
I
played
don't know
slaps. We just played slaps. I don't think there was any word games involved. So sorry.
Oh, play more games. Have more fun.
You know, when I think about myself, I'm like, have more fun. Hi, I'm Phoebe. I'm a stick in the mud.
You have plenty of fun.
I have too much fun. That's not true. But I'd like people
Let's
to
get you more
believe it.
Maybe I was the only person having this much fun at school.
I like the idea of this, but like I'd never played. Like I think the closest we get, and it's like, is categories. Like, you know, when there'd be a categories and someone would say breeds of cat, and I'd say tabby, and you'd say British short hair, and then I would say calico, and then you would say Siamese, and then I would say I don't know, ragdoll, and you would go, wow, that's a lot of cats, isn't it? And I'd be like, yeah, it's
That
a
is
lot
a
of
lot of
cats.
cats.
And then I'd fumble for time because I can't think of any more cats. Please stop me. Interrupt at any point.
No, I want you to continue. This is the one time that I'm stopping myself from interrupting.
I'm trying to remember. No, I can't. But yeah, category. So it goes round in a circle, and the first person to repeat is out, or the first person to like or and not be able to answer in the time it's out. But not the same as what you did. And that was much younger than would be allowed in a science room.
Yeah, we were like, I want to say like 14, 15, something around those ages. Like year 8 to 9, I reckon.
That means nothing to me, but I'm glad you said
yeah,
the years.
sorry. I keep forgetting, like, schools are very different, even just between England and Scotland. Madness. Yeah, okay, so like 14 to 15 years old. We'd also, with those pods, we also played bogeys, the traditional Dick and Dom in the bungalow fucking game. Also, those that maybe don't know that either, it's just, you just shout the word bogeys back and forth to whoever can shout it the loudest in a room that should be
Well, you have to go
quiet.
Progressively louder until like, it's basically like a game of chicken. So it's like the first person to chicken out and basically not go high enough fails. Or you both fail if you get caught and asked to leave.
Which me and my friend there used to get caught all the time, and we'd have to go and stand in the corridor, and then we used to play it in the corridor. And we also we used to get told like, oh, senior management's coming up to collect you, and then we'd just be like, cool, we're just gonna go play bogeys in detention then. It would be fun.
You've just reminded me of a very off-topic tangent, if I may.
Yes.
Tell you about the time. I think I must have been 13 or 14, and I went into the city with my friends. It's a very small city. It's Perth in Scotland, was the closest city to me growing up, and close was a 2.5-hour bus ride. So like, you know, and I can't remember how it came about, but I think one of my friends dared me to like go into a shop and like pretend I was someone traveling from like the future and ask them what year it was. And then once they told me, I'd be like, I've done it, and then run out again. And then they film it. And so like, I can't remember what shop it was. It was some kind of clothes shop. And I like, my friends had like gone in beforehand, and like one of them had like their phone camera, and I ran in and I was like, I did like my best. What's the doctor called in Back to the Future?
Oh,
Doc Brown impression.
Doc Brown.
And I was like, what year is it? And she's like, what? Sorry. I'm like, what year is it? She's like, I don't know. It's like 2009. And I'm like, I did it. I finally, by George, I did it. And then like I ran back out again. And like, it was really hammy and obviously really embarrassing. And my friends came back out. And then we were walking away out of this mall complex. And then we got stopped by that lassie and another lassie, and they're like, please delete that video because like she's going out to be like, either she was joining the police or like going to like a school or something, and she like wasn't allowed to be like an online presence for her. And she's like, can you delete it? And I was like, oh my god, of course, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god!
It was really just such a harmless prank, but I probably wouldn't have posted that video anywhere because I was so young. But it was just more like I felt so glorious for like 4.5 seconds. My friends were like, you did it! That was so cool. We were not cool kids.
How hammed up was the drama? Like, were you a drama student in school?
Yeah.
Like, my god!
I was like, what year is this? What year? Like, I was like, it's like, great Scott! I've done it! I've finally done it! like ran out of there.
That's fucking fantastic.
It's not fantastic. It's cringe as shit. It keeps me up at night, but you just reminded me because
kids.
Yeah.
They're kids. You can have fun when you're a kid.
I was telling Chloe I went to see Barbie this weekend. I finally saw Barbie. It was great. But it was National Cinema Day and they were doing £3 cinema tickets. And I'm like, I'm going for £3. But obviously
yeah.
I was not the only one who thought this. And there was a bunch of tweens, like the biggest group of tweens I've ever been in a room with. It was horrendous. And like they were so loud, they were running up and down the corridor and they got like told off. And then they were like, oh, if we run one more time, they're going to kick us out. Oh, and it's just like, stop. Why are you talking like that? Like, why are you talking so loud? Like, you're not whispering. That's not a whisper. And then like at several points during like very dramatic moments, they would get up and take flash photos of the cinema screen. You what? What? I understand that like kids today do not have a long attention span because of the nature of social media and what media has become and what media consumption has become. I so get it. I had not experienced how bad it was until I was in that cinema. Oh, it was awful.
Thing is, though, you don't know if that's their first time actually watching that movie, because I remember very distinctly when I wasn't tween. You had to explain to me what tween was as a side tangent, because I legitimately, my brain went, wait, teenager? What does that mean?
Yeah, like if you're unfamiliar, tween, it's like in between teenager and child. So like I would say roughly 10 to 13, but I think it's actually like 9 to 15 you could be a tween. But you know, it's dependent. But it's basically the age. Like I would say 10 to 13 is a good example, but you just like don't really have much concept of like the consequences of your actions, but you feel like you know everything because you've passed a decade. You're like, I actually know way more than kids. I don't want to be in section with the kids, but you're definitely not in the teenagers out there getting drunk in the park. But you also want to have that autonomy and like be allowed to go out by yourself. Anyway, sorry.
It's the age group of being an arsehole, because when I was 14/15, again, the same age that I was in the science classroom passing around notes and also playing the one word at a time sing-a-song game as well, where you would take a turn and keep singing a song louder and louder and louder, kind of the same as Bogies, but with emo songs, because that's the group of kids we were until you get chucked out of the classroom. But I would go and watch a series of unfortunate events, the Jim Carrey version thing that came out. But we watched it a total of 13 times because me and my friends it was just three of us, and the tickets were like £2, and we would literally just go for the sake of going. We were those kids. Like, I specifically remember we used to go and sit at the very front seats. And like at one point we had one, like my friend Zara sat on like the left side of the seats. I was in the middle. My friend Richard was on the right hand of the seats, and we would be shouting to each other in the middle of the thing. We had like at one point, I think like he went and sat like at the very front of the room, and like there was like aircon blowing in, and he was like sat on the floor, like just below the screen where you could see the top of his head, like in the middle of the projection, and him going like, wow, the air's blowing in different directions, guys. And it was like, what the fuck is going on? Like just this 14-year-old kid screaming on the floor. That was our like weekend pastime.
Fucking hell.
So I'm sorry.
That's, you know what? You should be. I do want to say I have a fun fact about that film because of course I do. And the serotonin it gives me to realize I have a fun fact about something random is just like, it's so tasty. It's just the tastiest thing. Did you know that in when they go back to the family house and it's all burned, and like you see like the foyer and like you see the staircases and stuff, that they only built one half of it and then they just mirrored it, so there was only built half the set. But how cool is that?
Like, it's a fun fact.
Right? Thank
I
you.
enjoyed that. Thank you. You know what? For the 13 times that I watched that movie, I wouldn't have called that out. But I don't know how many times out of those 13 I actually paid attention to the film, because I feel like I can't even tell you much about that besides Jim Carrey's classic eyebrow. And that's it.
I had it on DVD, so I had and it was with the special features. It was the 2-disc set, so I was like a real fan. Watching those special features, the deleted scenes. Very disappointed I didn't have a game, but we live and we learn. Did we trip on acid before we came on
this evening? I feel like I came into this call being like, Phoebe, I'm hallucinating about spiders in the bathtub, and you came in on crack, apparently.
I took some paracetamol, my headache's gone away. I'm just a new person.
Oh, paracetamol. Can I take some yet? No. When did I say? 7 o'clock.
You took
what
some
time
at
is
7
it?
o'clock, so you can take some at 11.
Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. Well,
we'll be at the retirement home together. I'll keep you right, don't worry.
Thank you. Oh, fucking hell. Well, look, we were those little shits as well in the cinema, so I'm very sorry about that.
I mean, I'm sure that I was annoying and whispered way louder than I should, but I definitely wasn't that disruptive.
Obnoxious.
But also, it was not. I wouldn't call you obnoxious. You're just kids. It's just if we went to the cinema as kids, with my mother, love you, mum, but we weren't allowed to have popcorn because my mum says popcorn's just a really loud food, and why you'd ever have it at the cinema, it annoys her. She doesn't like it, so therefore we weren't allowed to have it. And I think also it was really overpriced. I think more the reason it was really overpriced, and she was a chef, so she knew the costs of everything, and she could calculate popcorn has is such a markup when you think of the base ingredients. It's so cheap to popcorn.
Yeah.
Anyway, so sorry about this.
I mean, also it's fucking messy and sticky as well. Because also, my dad my dad was the opposite, where he wanted going to the cinema for him was a fucking great day out, because he would get the biggest tub of popcorn that you could possibly get, but then also get the bags of minstrels. He'd get the bags of M&Ms. He'd get everything he could, and get us to even bring in bags from Morrison's that we'd
we would always
hide under
we'd always buy sweets from another place. It was used to be Woolies. We'd go to Woolies beforehand, and
rest in peace, Woolworths. Although it's online now. I don't understand why it's online, but I'm pretty sure it's online Woolworths now. This is Woolworths was a chain that was in the UK. I don't know if it exists anywhere else, but it was very sad the day that it went down.
Other countries are different. I think that's a Woolworths.
Oh, okay.
Elsewhere, that's more like a supermarket rather than Woolworths for us was more of a
kind of half kids,
store.
Half home accessory, half. Pick a mix.
Yeah, kind of a department store. But it had a huge pick and mix. If you wanted a Halloween costume, that's where you want.
Yeah. Kids happy store.
They're selling cheese and wine.
Yeah, it's weird. You can buy really weird shit online now. It's it was almost like they realized that when they went out of business, the generation us that grew up was being all nostalgic, I miss Woolworths, realized that we would one day Google it and then be like, oh, wine and cheese, my people. But I mean, hey, the marketing works, right? In a way.
I don't know. I want you to go to the website and then look at careers and then tell me what you think of that woman's hat. Thank you.
Wait, what?
Enormous. Hold on, let me take a screenshot so I can send you this woman's hat. It's bloody ridiculous. This is awful.
I need to now see
whole
this.
Screen is gross.
I haven't even seen it yet. I'm just enjoying your reaction to it. Wait, that's a hat? Oh my God. I thought that was a really badly photoshopped mountain in the background.
It's awfully photoshopped, but the hat itself is garish.
Oh my God. What's happened to Woolworths?
It's also not in pounds, so I don't know if it is
Maybe that's not the right Woolworths, my dude. Maybe that's a different Woolworths. Who knows? Either way, Woolworths went online at one point. Maybe it's working. Because it's made me remember.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
Yeah. We'd go to Boots and get the sandwich meal deal.
Yeah.
Tell you who does a very good ham and cheese sandwich. Boots. That was my go-to cinema sandwich.
It's not cinema stuff because fucking hell, I would never have been able to afford this when I was younger. But I fucking love the meal deals in Marks and Spencer's. I'm just saying.
They don't, like the dine-in ones, because they don't do like a lunch meal deal anymore.
Oh, it was a long time ago. It was. Yeah. I used to work for like a video game company down south.
Yeah, no,
and I used to get a really lovely it was around Christmas time as well. So I used to get like the turkey stuffing like cranberry sandwich as part of the meal deal with like a naked machine, blue machine naked thing.
You want me?
It's because the brand is called Naked, the drink is called Blue Machine. That's my favorite like juice drink. It's one of the greatest things that I've ever drunk.
I absolutely love their Christmas sandwich range. Like when like some of the profits go to Shelter UK as well. But yeah, no, like it's not a meal deal anymore. They're like, you know what?
Sad.
We're not gonna lie to you. It's not cheap. Just
yeah, Marks and Spencer's is not cheap.
So I don't think they do a meal deal. Like there's no like get a drink and a snack and a sandwich anymore.
I used to do that every day. That was my most favorite thing to do. I didn't really make any friends at that company. I didn't work there for very long. So I didn't really make any friends, and it was my most favorite thing to walk into like the local town, go to Marks and Spencer's, get a nice lunch, and then I'd eat outside by myself. That was the nicest part of my day. But going back to the cinema,
are you
my dad used to buy like the largest thing of popcorn that he could physically like handle, and every time, I don't know whether he did it on purpose. I feel like the first couple of times it wasn't on purpose, but it became like an in-joke for him that I in turn felt horrific about. But he used to give it to my brother, go watch a scary movie, and then jab my brother in the ribs whenever there was a jump scare on the screen so that this fucking mountain of popcorn would erupt everywhere in the fucking cinema. Like, people were covered in popcorn. I used to fucking hang my head in shame because my brother would scream and just chuck popcorn everywhere. I felt so bad for anyone cleaning up.
I relate to your brother so bad with this because that is exactly what my mum does. Like, if there's any scary thing, she'll fucking jump scare you. And then she wonders why I'm so jumpy as a person. I don't know, Mum. Maybe it's because I just never... Every time there would be like an unsuspecting moment, she'd be like, jab you in the side, you're like, ah! And then like, she fucking yeet out my skin.
Low key though, I actually love the videos of when people do that to each other. We actually, like, speaking of the hen night that I went on this weekend, so our friend Sasha and her fiance going to be husbands soon, they're getting married soon, that's exciting. But they, at one point, Charlie was showing me that they like constantly prank each other, like make each other jump and record them doing it. And it's just so much fun. It's wholesome as hell watching the two of them basically just scare the shit out of each other. I would love to do it, but Charlie would never jump. And Charlie always makes me jump. She's so light-footed walking around the house, but also I'm deaf as shit. So the two of them together, Charlie can walk right up behind me and I would have no clue. The only way that I even knew that Charlie was in the room, not even 2 minutes ago, was because I saw a shape on the webcam before I saw her in real life.
Oh my God.
I mean, look, we could try and segue to the topic, but I have noticed that we've been talking for
I love that. We're just not going to do it. Look, we talked about stuff. It wasn't what we said we talked about. I'll be honest, Chloe. I'm starting to think we should just give up the whole pretense of flipping a coin. Because I'll be honest. Let me level with you, lads. We have never. I think we have once or twice done the coin flip for real, Lizzie's. Every other time, it has been rigged.
We did it last week.
Oh, yeah, because that's true.
Yeah, because if the other person won, it was going to be a cheese tier list. And fuck me, I'm glad we didn't do that one, because that was 65 different cheeses when we thought the potato one was going to take 20 fucking minutes.
Fun fact, though, we did discuss this before, and we're just like, we could probably do both, though. we'll do the potato one, and then we'll quickly do the cheese, and I'm like, we were meant to do that in 30 minutes, lads. That was an hour and a half, and that's it edited. It was longer beforehand. It was so fun, though. I really enjoyed talking about potatoes.
2 hours of footage or some shit. I was like, I cannot just have a fucking podcast be 2 hours long of just
so
me and you
good.
talking about fucking potatoes.
Yeah, you can. It was so good.
Please email in explaterate@gmail.com if you enjoyed the potato episode.
Cody did.
What?
Yeah.
Did I miss this?
Yeah, Cody, loyal listener, Cody, and excellent
Fucking
friend.
love you, Cody.
Love you, Cody. Emailed in, talking about potatoes, ranking themselves.
I just noticed. Oh my God. How did I miss this email?
So, hello, Chloe and... Hello, Chloe and Foe. I see what you did there. 11th time listener, 4th time caller here. I just listened to your newest episode, Wine in the Gravy, and I wanted to take part in this tater talk. So I wrote this while listening to the poddy. I don't think I've ever had hash browns before. That's crazy, Cody. They're just not common over here. They look similar to rosti, which is the Swiss way to prepare potatoes, which has made its way to Finland. Yeah, that's how I'd make them, but they're not. See, to me, hash browns are the really like, it's a triangle shape and it's very shaped. I feel like they were more popular in my parents' generation, though. The American home farms I've also probably never had, but they look similar to the Finnish pieti panu. I apologize in advance.
Pieti panu? Yeah.
Yeah. It is parboiled potatoes cubed and thrown into a frying pan with slices of sausages, served with a fried egg or two. That sounds so good. I would demolish. You know, I hate hard-boiled eggs. I freaking love fried eggs, though. Fries and cubed sausages is basically the Finnish fish and chips. Also over here, all the schools I've been to have the type of buffet line where you go down with your tray as well. It's a go-to method of school lunches and lunch restaurants. You would go down with your tray, but like in my school, it was like you asked what you said what you wanted, and
I think your school just didn't trust you.
Well, no, because everything was a charge. Like I always thought a lunch lady was an American thing, so it's cool to learn that Phoebe actually had them as well. Yeah. There's actually like a British sitcom called Dinner Ladies that I grew up watching. I don't know. Yeah. In uni, where you have to pay for your own lunch, there's a cashier at the end of the buffet to ring you up, like Chloe said. But if you have too many meatballs or steaks or whatever the protein might be that day on your plate, it's going to cost you extra. So the buffet line there is usually a sign telling you what the foods are available and how many pieces per person is allowed.
Yes.
Uni was like that, but not high school or primary school.
It was basically exactly the same.
Yeah. Oh, and then Cody goes on the rant that the betrayer of all us on this stupid island, the Walkers' family fucking secret of how small their crisp packets are.
It's just air. They just sell you air.
This Walker's 6-pack thing threw me. You'll have crisp bags inside of crisp bags? What the devil is that about? I guess handy for those family situations where everybody wants different flavors, but dang, that's too little crisp. 25 grams per bag? 325 grams and 235 are the normal sizes of crisp bag here. Anything around 100 grams are considered mini bags. I'm sobbing right now. I think it's just the UK, because if you look at the UK, I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you ever look at the UK's portion size regulation, if you actually did the portion sizes according to like the UK standard, you would be starving. It is tiny, like the amount of cereal you're meant to have, the amount of pasta you're meant to have. Like one slice of bread is meant to be your carb limit for the day.
Yeah.
What?
I looked at like when I was counting calories like not too long ago and stuff. There was at one point we had like frozen chips for a dinner, and I looked at the portion sizing and I scaled out how many you're supposed to have, and it worked out to be 4 frozen chips. I was like, in what fucking world are you going to have 4 frozen fucking chips with like your burger or whatever the fuck you're having for dinner? That's insane.
I think it just expects you to be snacking a lot more than people actually do. I don't know. It's bullshit. Cody validates you for licking the crisps. You absolute weirdos.
I just read that. Yes.
Yes, you lick the crisp before eating it. If you eat crisps because you're hungry, you eat them straight up. And yes, I eat chocolate off a Jaffa cake too. It makes the snack last longer.
Yes, Cody. Yes, Cody. I fucking love you.
I feel so validated now with the mashed potato talk. Thank you, Phoebe, for the mayo comment. Granted, my thing is the same, but as a kid, I sometimes sprinkled a little bit of salad dressing on my mashed potatoes to spice it up a bit, and it worked really well. I think my mum really likes a bit of like salad cream on her like new potatoes. I hate salad cream with a passion, but I'm happy that you live your life. I wish you could all see Chloe's face right now. You're so validated right now. Like you really smile. You're like, I'm not a weirdo. Someone else
I'm just so happy. Sorry. Making the snack last longer is like, I do that with every meal, everything that I eat. I eat so slow, especially if it's snack based. So I love that.
The only snack I eat slow is like chocolate. I eat chocolate or cake. Oh, it tastes.
How do you eat chocolate?
I like my chocolate in the fridge because I'm an adult now, and I like really cold chocolate. Then I make myself a cup of tea. I'm talking like a chocolate bar. So I'm going to break off myself like a bar, and then I'm going to like have the very cold chocolate, and I'm going to nibble it off quite slowly.
You nibble? Okay.
I will say, as much as I made fun of you for licking it, I sometimes like to grate it off with my teeth.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
So like, but I usually can't be bothered.
The way I eat chocolate is that if it's got like the grooves in it, so like you can kind of like, you know, break off like a square, like a tiny part of it, I will just place it on my tongue and then not do anything else. And I'll wait for it to completely like melt.
I really like how good water tastes after you've had chocolate. Because it makes you so thirsty. So you have water afterwards. You're like, oh, this is the best thing I ever tasted. What is this? Sorry, just to finish Coco's email.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. We derailed again. Thank you for this foodie episode of Explaterate. I've attached the picture of my own potato tier list at the end of this email. Feel free to come for me. Most of my rankings are based on my childhood memories of the food. So if I had a lot of crappy versions of it in school, it probably ranked low. If something questionable is ranked high, my mum probably makes a killer version of it. Special shout out to potato pancakes and also more specifically sweet potato. I love sweet potato. Love those little guys as well. And a fun Baldur's Gate 3 plus potato fact, spoiler free of course, there is poutine in the game.
I saw!
Love from your hungry, even though just 8 listener, Cody. P.S. Raw potato is ranked based on how fun it is to hold in one hand. Fucking love that. Fucking love that. And then P.P.S. Geographic tongue gang. High five. High five.
Wait, what do you mean?
You never just cradled a raw potato in the palm of your hand and felt like this is good hand feel?
Yeah, but like I've also done that with mashed potato.
Why are you feeling up mashed potato, you fucking weirdo?
You're not feeling it up. You don't just like cradle the raw potato and just like give it a bit of a fondle. That's not what you're doing in that situation.
No, I need to know what you do with the mashed potato in your hand.
Molding it. Okay, look, listen. I used to play with my food, as in like actual play with my food, right? You know, like Play-Doh, and you can like mold stuff. I could play with mash.
Uh-huh.
And have you ever, right, like held mashed potato and fucking launched it at a wall?
No,
It's
because
so much fun.
there are
Phoebe.
actions to my consequences. Wait, there are consequences to my actions, and I'd have to clean it up.
But it's fun.
No, I've also never thrown like wet paper towels on the ceiling or anything like that.
Phoebe.
Stick up butt. I meant stick in the mud. I meant stick in the mud.
No, I prefer stick up butt. We had in my college class, we had about 3 or 4 glue sticks and pencils in the ceiling. Like a step above the whole toilet paper, like wet toilet paper
You're
or
making
whatever.
me feel like such a librarian right now.
We would literally, like, you know, the plastic rulers that have like the little hole at the end that was literally just big
what
enough.
you mean. Yeah.
We would literally just load them up on the edge of the table, have a pencil that's like point upwards, put the eraser in the hole, and then just launch.
We would just like, because they all said showerproof on them, didn't they? We'd just shower them to prove a point.
Yeah.
So we just like whack them off things as hard as we can. That really hurt my arm.
What the fuck did you do? Oh, because you went bouldering.
Oh God, I'm honestly walking around like an old person. Like I forgot. I haven't been in ages. I haven't been since the start of June, and I used to go like pretty much every weekend or every other weekend. And I'm not built like that anymore. I was never built very well in the first place, but okay.
Phoebe,
so.
I've got something that I'd love to do at some point in my life. And you should after this anyway, maybe go and watch this video as well. But like, would you be interested in climbing Mount Fuji at one point?
Oh, and we get all the stamps and the stick.
Is there stamps and a stick? Okay, I didn't know that part of it. But Abroad in Japan uploaded a video yesterday because Chris Broad and Natsuki climbed Mount Everest, and they did it for like Natsuki's going to be like 50 years old, I think, like soon. So it was like a dream for him to climb Mount Fuji before he hit 50. And I feel like maybe before I am 50, so in the next 20 years, I would love to try and see if I could ever climb Mount Fuji. However, watching that video then did make me think, I don't know if my asthmatic ass is ever going to be able to do it. However, Natsuki is like a chain smoker and is also smoking at like 2 different points whilst climbing the Mount Fuji. But so it makes me think I could do it maybe. But like, I'd love to give it a try.
I would love to do it. I do know that they like at a certain like altitude, they start like selling oxygen tanks.
Yes,
so,
they do.
I mean, I'd be game for trying.
We should totally do it.
I think we'll die.
But we could do it.
We just record segments. What you find is that when I hate it, I'll just stop talking. You just get from me. That's it. That's it.
Whereas I'll just end up talking too much. The more that I hate it, the more I'll lean into talking.
And that's okay. You'll just get some affirmations or...
Just nothing. Just no audible sound from you. Just no.
Yep. Just wheezes. Well,
I can't remember how I got to that point, but yeah. Before we do wrap up, I do want to say maybe we should try and take some smiley faces to Cody.
Oh yeah,
because Cody has never tried smiley faces, and I can understand the whole hash brown stuff, potato emoji, mochi and stuff, but smiley fries. Smiley fries are great.
Why the hell they call them smiley fries? They're not fries.
Yeah. Smiley faces.
They're potato smileys.
Potato smileys.
Or smiley faces. I would call them smiley faces. But yeah.
Smiley faces.
Yeah.
Thank you for recording this episode with me.
No, it's been so much fun.
And not even getting to the topic.
We've broken down. There is no, like, we've completely just, I can't get it out. Like, this episode has completely just thrown the whole structure away. We can start the structure again.
No, this is the purest example of Explaterate. There you go.
I hope you enjoyed my Doc Brown impression.
I did. I very much did.
I enjoyed your dad scaring your brother and getting popcorn everywhere.
I think what we've discovered is that when I was a tween, I was an arsehole. I was one of those people that you hated in the cinema yesterday.
I honestly, if they'd been sitting closer to me, I was totally going to turn around and be like, you sit down and you listen. And so the people that paid good money. I was so ready. I'm like, I'm just, I'm just.
Sorry. The people that paid good money, didn't you say it was like a £3 ticket?
I paid good money. I don't have many days off. I'm here enjoying the cinema. You can sit your bloody tween ass down and you can just shut up and enjoy it. Or you can fuck off.
Oh, dearie me. So I'm just a teenager and you're an old woman for this episode.
Just for this episode?
Yeah.
I feel like I've always been an old woman.
The roles are normally reversed, surely. But you're not an arsehole.
I mean, I was an asshole. I was a theatre kid who, like, forced people into a fucking whose line is it anyway skits in a fucking shift. I don't know. Is it like Miss Jane? What was like a very 2000s
New Look?
New Look? No, I want like one that isn't around anymore.
Oh, fuck knows. I think we actually only had New Look in the town I grew up. Boots, New Look, and Woolworths, and a shoe zone.
Oh, I mean, everyone has a shoe zone.
That's it. That's like the 4 shops that we had that were chains.
I have a friend who has a conspiracy that the shoe zone, like, how is shoe zone still alive? Like,
how is it though? Is it just school, like, school
I think it is literally
stuff?
Just for, like, you know, the tennis shoes you wore to gym as a kid.
Yeah.
That you, like, never wore again in your life. But, like, for, like, the years of, like, when you're 5 to when you were about 10, you wore those to gym class.
Yeah.
And they had no laces.
The weird plimsolls.
Yeah, like little black plimsolls that you'd wear. Yeah. And that's a shoe zone special in it. But I feel like, I don't know. That's the like thing. I think just school shoes.
Yeah, school shoes. I think
like
it is that. It's
slippers.
just mums. Maybe it's just mums because they buy the slippers for dad and then the plimsolls for you going to school and then your normal school shoe.
This is our public service announcement. If you're in a UK town or city and you're walking about the high street and you're passing by a shoe zone, is there anybody in that shoe zone who isn't working there?
Let us know. Explaterate@gmail.com.
Please do email us in. We love getting emails, especially if you're just trying to sell us something. We love it. Our email is open for your use.
We've also got weird social media shit.
Yeah.
There's a Twitter, there's a TikTok, there's a Instagram. Phoebe's been tweeting.
I did. I tweet. After I promised I would tweet. I did tweet. So, yeah. I
was shocked.
I was shocked.
I think I pulled up my Twitter like a day later and was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I've been atted.
Well, definitely. Yeah. We've also got, did you say a Snapchat? That's not a Snapchat.
A Snapchat? When did we get a Snapchat? Are you DMing?
I hate that. What is Snapchat? I'm trying to say TikTok, but I reverted back to 2000s way of thinking because we were talking about our teenage years.
I think I said TikTok. I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
We got the socials. Search Explaterate. I don't think anything else is out there with Explaterate.
It's Explaterate
Maybe.
podcast on TikTok and Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
and it's at Explaterate on Twitter, or
There you go.
Kisses, as it's now called.
Kisses? Oh, yeah, again, I forgot.
It's alright. It's been a week.
We should do this again sometime.
Yeah, we should make this a regular thing.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah. I had fun.
I had fun too. We should go up Mount Fuji or something stupid.
Fuck yes. Let's do it.
We gotta go to Tokyo Disney first.
Yes.
Enjoy that.
Yeah. And then at the end of the trip, we'll go to Mount Fuji.
And then afterwards, we have 3 days of doing nothing at like a spa.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right. Love you, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you for listening, lads.
Bye.
Bye.